which sectors in Ghana's economy currently hold the most potential for creating quality jobs?
I think agro processing, pharmaceutical. These are serious areas that we need to focus on. They hold great potential. You see, we know that agric employs a large share of our population. It is largely low productivity and subsistence based. We understand that. Look at a lot of the farms, a lot of the plantations. They are owned by farmers and families. Some of them is really about we are going to harvest and it is for our home, and the rest of them. It is not an issue of producing to the extent that they are able to make enough money, profitability, and all. Once they get food to eat, and it looks like they align closely with what the Bible said, if they have what to eat, a place to lay their head, and what to wear, with this they are content. And truly it is so. Nobody's really thinking about expansion beyond a certain level. Nobody's thinking about productivity. Nobody's thinking about how many markets will I be able to reach with the agriculture that I'm engaged in. Am I just going to be in Accra? Would I have to move beyond the eastern region? Do I have to send supplies throughout the entire country? Do I have to send supplies far north, and the rest of them? So that is a major problem. You see, with investment in value addition, key, irrigation, modern farming techniques, and maybe let me add the last one, which has to do with storage. The last time, I'm sure you remember, I was making a case for how storage has become a big issue in this country, especially in the area of agric. You see, people plant, people harvest, but it looks like every single thing that is harvested is perishable within a short span. Unfortunately, there are no silos, there are no proper storage mechanisms to be able to keep them. And so in Ghana, you hear things like seasonal crop yield, into Saba, Bodiaba, as though these are travelers, these are tourists. But these are food substances, they are not tourists. They must be with us. And I'm surprised. Something like tomatoes, it is like a major staple in this country. But you go to the market and they'll tell you that, into season. But if you look at the post-harvest losses on tomatoes alone, you'll be amazed. And that is why I'm saying that the problem is not just about the fact that these are subsistence-based and low productivity. It's not only irrigation that we have to fix. It's not only modern farming techniques. We also need to look at the storage. And I think agriculture will then shift from being a survival sector to a true engine of job creation. Agro-processing in particular can create both skilled and unskilled employment while also boosting our exports. See, ICT and the digital economy is another strong space that is emerging and has immense potential, and we need to pay attention to that. We are seeing young people create jobs in fintech. We are seeing young people create jobs in e-commerce and digital services, often with very little initial capital. Tourism and renewable energy is also another area. In Ghana, there are lots of tourist sites that have not been explored. There are lots of tourist sites that have become something else. We are not really paying close attention to them. How much investment have we put into tourism? How do we see tourism as a country? How do we see tourism as a country? And I don't think we've been intentional about developing that industry, developing that sector. And it looks like, in fact, this is also another thing. It looks like even the programs that our students in this country go to school to read is centered around a certain area. When you go to almost every university, you will see that you have a large number of students within a certain faculty. And some other faculties, you just find a small proportion of the student number in there. And even for those people, it is two of many things. One, their grades put them there. Two, that is truly their passion. And for many of the people who go to the places with huge numbers, let me tell you, it is usually an issue of they following their friends, what we call herding mentality. But for you say, yes, of course, and that is how we have lost it as a country. And I think that we need to pay attention to some of these sectors that I've mentioned: renewable energy, tourism, ICT and digital economy, agriculture, agro-processing, and the rest of them. And once you're able to do that, I think these hold potential. They can anchor our growth as a country, they will engineer our growth as a country, and we'll move beyond where we are currently. And it will help to reduce our labor deficit in this country.